Since the beginning, there have been known to exist 5 senses. Even Shakespeare wrote about them.
But my 5 wits nor my 5 senses can dissuade one full.
These were taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound. But there has always been a 6th one hidden from the rest, one castigated, evaded. In the beginning, there was sex. In the beginning, there was sex, and sex was good.
It was the first time I had sex. It was like a forced sex because we were with a team of boys, and at that time I was very young, still in primary school.
I was 9.
Huh?
Yeah, I was 9.
You know, the interesting thing about sex, as they say, it's something everybody thinks about, but nobody wants to imagine they think about, and nobody wants to talk about it and say they think about it. Because all of us here are a result of the fact that somebody had sex. Every single one of us.
It's very dear to my heart because like I had an aunt, my aunt died of it. So yeah, so it's just part of something that I would want to be part of because also my dad sort of died from it. So yeah.
Mimi chenye najua se upata AIDS kwa nini. Once umekuwa na sex na dem leo, then kesho kutwa. Ujue ile trust inaanza kudevelop kwa huyu dem. So the next thing, wewe ni kuvua condom na have sex and protect sex. Na hiyo ndio wase wataki kuaddress, unaona?
Some believe that when you have sex while standing, you won't contract HIV/AIDS and you won't get pregnant.
That's all they say, like, stay away from boys. I didn't understand, like, as the boys are carriers of HIV or something.
In just over 30 years, HIV and AIDS became one of the leading causes of death in Africa, particularly among the youth, leading to widespread fear, and its prevention has become a matter of critical concern.
Beshte yangu wakaenda akaambia mtu I have to use that trust. Mtu akamwambia hapana. Dem akainsist akamwambia sawa unataka sawa, mtu akavaa. Sasa kuvaa ni ile pia nataka staki. Hiyo situation akafanya by mistake. Nini kapasuka hiyo trust. After like 3 months tukaenda kupima VCT. Geta kopoa. We used pills after sex to prevent pregnancy. So pia kama hiyo ingekuwa because ilikuwa sex by force, at least unameza once prevent that pregnancy na HIV/AIDS. So I wish to watu wanafanya research watuletee hizo dawa.
Yeah, nimesikia.
Umesikia nini?
Without condoms. The only thing I know about is the withdrawal method. That's the only thing I know. But everything else, no, I don't.
Teknoloji mpya. Kuna mpya? Sijasikia. Najua tu zile za kawaida. Use of condoms. Yeah.
No, the only one that I heard that they're coming up with something where they did something, they checked on the cells or something like that, yeah, but not really more for it, yeah.
Hiyo siwezi nikakudanganya.
I think there isn't enough information about what we are doing, research in new preventive technologies, but we don't really know, I don't think the population really knows about it. So if you go to the streets and ask people about microbicides or pre-exposure prophylaxis, there are very few people who actually know that we're doing that kind of research.
There are so many products that are in animal studies. There are so many products that are in human clinical trials. And each country, each research institution are testing different products, different designs.
So there are quite a lot of studies that people are beginning to explore acceptability, feasibility, and how you would roll this out. Microbicides, the vaginal rings, where we're using antiretrovirals for HIV prevention, particularly in women, but also in men who have sex with men. And those products are coming near to getting some answers, we hope.
I'm very excited about the Aspire trials on the dapivirine ring, which are currently ongoing in South Africa. So we know that antiretroviral works for prevention. We know adherence was very poor, especially amongst young women. So now we have a ring that's placed for 28 days. Now if that works, and if girls use it, I think we are rolling.
So there's research ongoing right now on MPTs. We talk about MPTs being multi-purpose prevention technologies. This is something still early in the stages of research, something that has a dual purpose. It does two things. That for me would be very exciting because I think it will provide the opportunity to end HIV.
We have what we call comprehensive prevention, where they have all these aspects of prevention, issues that they have been talking about for a long time. But for me, if I was to change anything about HIV, is actually to have discovered an HIV vaccine yesterday.
Don't you have to be HIV positive for it to have some effect?
Unaona wenzangu venye wanateseka mtaani. Unaona venye HIV imekuwa mingi. Sasa okay, kama hiyo dawa inaweza saidia, mimi naweza kubali wa kwanza nijitolee, nifanywe research mimi wa kwanza. Alafu ndo nione itumwe kwa wao wengine.
No.
Mbona?
Kwa sababu ya time. Niko na very busy schedule, so sidhani kama naweza take part.
I'm not sure, hey? I'm not really sure.
I would take part in it because, I mean, like, it's for the greater well-being of everybody. If the vaccine works, it's going to help almost everybody. So, yeah, why not?
Yeah, naweza taka and take part.
In a vaccine trial? No.
No, I wouldn't. I don't know, hey, I just... What about this vaccine trial? Well, how does it work?
People believe that they can get HIV from the vaccine, which is completely untrue because we're not giving HIV in any way, shape or form to people. When we make a vaccine, what we usually do is we take a tiny little part from that skin, so not even the whole skin, we like pick out one pimple. And that's what we would use for a vaccine. So there's no way you could get HIV from that. Okay? All it does is it teaches the body how to recognize the virus. So if you ever got the whole virus in, it would see that little outside and say, oh yeah, HIV, I remember that, I'm going to go and fight against it.
In the greatest of the world's revolutions, young people have been at the front, always with a spank and shout. The fight against HIV and AIDS in Africa is a unique one.
Only the youth can tell the youth. Because if a 30-year-old tells me don't have sex, in the back of your mind, like, what are you doing? How did you get a child? So then, but if like a 15-year-old is telling you, I'm waiting, why don't you wait?
There are issues that bring HIV to the lives of queer women. There is the usual corrective rape, whereby they decide they'll make you know what is right. And most of the victims end up HIV positive. There is the chance also, your family will marry you off. And the man who you'll be thrown to is HIV positive. However you identify as, HIV is as real as the moment you get tested. But when it comes to the engagement of the activity that is sex, for women who have sex with women, within the HIV tongue of vaccine and research, we remain unspoken for.
I've heard about of the AIDS vaccine, but it doesn't reach these rural areas of ours, it is in the town.
I think involving young people is critical because we are working with prevention of HIV. We need to look at the legal and the ethical framework to see how we can make it easier for young people to be engaged in research in a manner that we also are able to safeguard their confidentiality.
Issues of research among young people have come up severally and have been dealt with. And so we do expect that there will be more guidance and more investment in that area.
I think we need to begin to challenge existing advocates. Young people need to be challenging people like me and advocates of my age group in our late 30s that feel like we're 60. But they need to be challenging us to say, the next HIV prevention research conference, let me go in your place. I have something to say. And the onus is on my shoulders to ensure that that voice and that person has the platform and the access to say what they need to say.
In this age, when a man has landed on the moon, a machine can take verbal instructions and anyone can talk with anyone with a touch of a button, surely there has to be something that can effectively prevent HIV among young people in Africa.
HIV has taught us one thing. It's not going to be one magic bullet that does it all. It's going to be different things. And when I think about, for example, the contraceptive world for women, there isn't one contraceptive that works for every single woman. You need what we call a supermarket approach. We have supermarkets because people want options. You want to go and be able to choose a cereal that you like. Maybe you don't like one particular one, but another one will work for you. That's what we need to do in terms of research. Finding enough options so that when someone goes there, they can find something that works for them.
I mean, clearly the thing that, in terms of public health, we all really, really want, because worldwide this is what will make the real X factor difference, is a vaccine. The vaccine is proving much more difficult to develop than we thought, but we have made some moves and strides towards it. It is still going to be longer, and it's a long haul thing to do, but we must remember that to develop a polio vaccine took us 50 years. So we are in it for the long haul. It's a difficult vaccine to make. That's the sort of the real star prize when we get there. But in the meantime, there are many other technologies that if we could develop them, introduce them, will give people choices, and collectively will make a big difference to the epidemic.
I'm too sexy for my love. Too sexy for my love, love's going to leave me.
In the beginning, there was sex, and sex was good. Then there was HIV, which interfered with this good. If generations are to prosper and redness is to thrive, then all the harm that HIV and AIDS has caused needs to be reversed. All the gains made need to be emphasized, and all the strategies developed need to be encouraged. Young people, all people, need to engage and be part of a new prevention technology revolution.
I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts. I'm too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York and Japan. I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts. And I'm too sexy for your party, too sexy for your party, the way I'm disco dancing. I'm a model, you know what I mean, and I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, I'm a catwalk, on the catwalk, yeah, I shake my little tush on the catwalk. Too sexy for my, too sexy for my, too sexy for my. Too sexy by